Welcome to the Daily Standard. God has given men a code of conduct in His Word, and we're here to help you live up to it. Join us as we pursue glory, honor, and immortality in the name of Christ.
Well, howdy, men, and welcome back to the Daily Standard. This week we're talking about the heart, we're talking about emotions, we're talking about our feelings. I know we don't like that, but the reality is if you don't spend at least some time talking about your heart, talking about what you love, what you don't love, what's really getting the attention of your heart, then you're going to get led astray. And you're going to have some big gaps in your life, and you're going to end up, as it says in Proverbs, as a deer that gets shot in the liver. Right? There's this picture of a liver shot, right? And you think about hunting with a bow, right? And you shoot, and the arrow blows right through the deer, strikes it in the liver, and it doesn't even really know what just happened. It just felt some pain, so it starts to run, right? It runs away, it starts to run, then all of a sudden it starts to get a little bit winded, then it starts to get a little bit dazed and confused, then eventually it just lays down and dies, and it didn't even really know what killed it, right? That's what happens with so much of our sin if we don't keep our heart, because we don't realize our heart has been going astray for a long time. And we have to keep a watch on this, because as our verse says, Proverbs 4:23, that out of our heart flow the springs of life. And so there is water flowing out of you. It's flowing out of your heart. And that water might be toxic and you don't know it, right? There might be some poison in that water and you don't realize it's pouring out on everyone around you, and it's what you're living off of, and it's actually going to be destructive in the end. And so today we're going to be talking about pride, right? I told you 2 days ago, we're talking about girls, yesterday gold, today glory. Girls, gold, glory. Those are the three things you as a man need to mainly keep your heart in reference to, right? When you think about guarding your heart, you need to guard it against the love of the women who are not your wife, right? You need to keep your heart against the comfort and the love of money. And we need to keep our heart from glory, from pride. Now, pride is a deadly vice. It's actually one of the 7 deadly sins as recognized by the historic church, right? And pride is, as C.S. Lewis said, what made the devil the devil. Now, that's a bold statement, but if you think about it, pride is the thing that caused Satan to say, no, I deserve to be worshiped. I deserve to be elevated. I deserve to be lifted up. Look at what I have done, right? And that's at the heart of actually the original sin, right? It says in Genesis chapter 3 that Eve, when she saw that the fruit was good, appealing to the eyes, was good to eat, and that it was desirable to make one wise, she took from it and ate. And it says all the way on the other side of the Bible in 1 John 2 that the 3 main sins, all that is in the world, 3 main sins you're going to deal with, which is what we're talking about today, is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the boastful pride of life. And so we see from Genesis chapter 3 that pride is one of these things that from the heart led mankind astray. Because in essence, what happened was Adam and Eve, they looked at the offer of the devil to be like God, right? Ignoring the fact that God had already made them in his image, made them perfect, in perfect relationship with him. That they looked at the offer of the devil and they thought, no, I deserve that. God's holding out on me. God hasn't really given me everything that I need, right? God has only given me a little bit. He's holding back, right? He's keeping something good away from me. And so in my pride, in my arrogance, in my high view of myself, I'm going to disobey God. And for so many of us, we don't understand and we don't see the fact that our hearts can be so easily filled with pride as men. And nowhere do we see this more clearly than in our home, right? With our wives, maybe we lord authority over them. Maybe we're tyrants when it comes to decisions, right? Maybe we're lazy when it comes to actually doing, but we're really proud and arrogant and quick to speak, right? We speak more than we do. Maybe it's with our kids. Maybe it's the do as I say, not as I do type of attitude that makes us think that just because we're their parents, we get to do whatever we want and they have to do what we say, right? Pride can manifest itself in so many areas of life, but I want you to stop today and I want you to pray. I want you to go to God And I want you to really give thought to where the places are in your heart that are unguarded and unchecked because you've let pride fester there. I mean, is it in your performance at work? Is it in the car or truck you drive? Is it in your intelligence? Remember, pride goes before destruction. So remember, the proverb defines the fear of the Lord as humility. And humility is the opposite of pride. And so we want to be humble men who, remember, keep our hearts.